to make it
Okay, so a couple questions about these tiles in our backyard. They are just IKEA.
Here's another Dollar Tree DIY. So I found this crate and 4 of these little pallets at the Dollar Tree. Then I'm just gonna mix some acrylic paint and water to make it like a stain. I did 2 coats of this. Then I also found this adhesive cork sheet at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to size it to the pallet. This is gonna go on the back. I did add a few dots of super glue just to make sure that it sticks really well. And this just protects the table from the water and also helps so it does not slide. Then you can either add your own decals, or you can paint or do whatever you want to it, or just leave it how it is, but this is what I did. My boyfriend's buying a house soon, so I think this would be a cute little addition to his table. Altogether, this was only $6.
This is a pantry makeover you have to see to believe. First, we removed the wire shelving that was wasting so much space, and then we took on the fun challenge of building our own custom built-in. And it ended up being a huge challenge because we were working with 4 different walls at different angles. So a lot of remeasuring and recutting took place, but as you can see, it all started coming together. We added shelving, and then we did all the finishing work. So when we go to paint it, it just looks really good. And the paint color that we went with is Urbane Bronze by Sherwin-Williams. We painted it everywhere, including the ceiling. The countertop is made out of 2 pieces of birch plywood glued together. We added edge banding, stained it, and it turned out awesome. We also added shelving up top made out of MDF board, painted it the same color, added cabinet lighting, trim work, and watch this. Here's the after, and I promise you it is the same space. And yes, everything from the old pantry made it into the new pantry, give or take a few things, but we are thrilled with how this turned out.
So I recently made a temporary move and needed some nightstands. I got these crates at Target. I got the paint at Walmart. Spray painted the crates. I ordered these from Amazon, and then I added twine to the handles, and this is the final look.
Our oldest daughter wanted to move her bedroom down to what was previously our guest room and update it so it reflected more of her because the under laminate is already attached to it and the installation is so easy.
This was our laundry room when we first moved in. I wanted to utilize the space better, so I came up with a plan. First, I built a laundry basket tower that would go above the dryer. I made it big enough to hold 4 baskets. Then I made a shelf box that would go across the entire length of the wall behind the washer and dryer. Once those were done, I built the frame on the ceiling of the laundry room to mount the shelves to. I used supports in the wall studs to make sure it was secure. I then hung the 2 shelf boxes on the wall and ceiling mounts. I added trim and a hanging rod above the washing machine to complete the look. Then I wood filled, caulked, primed, and painted. On the opposite wall, wall, I added vertical shiplap topped with a 1x6 to create a space for hooks. Next, I used 3 pieces of 11-inch wide wood and joined them together using pocket holes and wood glue. I wood filled the gaps and sanded it down. I made legs out of scrap wood and painted them the same color as the built-in. I stained the tabletop with a combination stain and polyurethane. I assembled the table around the washer and dryer. My cousin came and did a painted-on wallpaper for me. I love it. Here is the final result. The space is so much more functional, and I love being in here to do laundry now.
If you use Dawn Power Wash and you have an extra bottle, do not throw it away. To remove the glue from the label, just spray the Dawn on the bottle, let it sit for a little bit, and it comes right off. We're going to make a fabric spray for your furniture or whatever, and it's going to actually sanitize and smell great. You're going to need a half a cup of 91% alcohol. Then you're going to need an essential oil or a fragrance oil. I'm going to use a fragrance oil because I have lots of them. You're just going to put in about a half an ounce and then shake it up really good. Make sure you don't skip this step either. Then you're going to add 2 cups of distilled water. Make sure it's distilled. And shake it up again. Then once you spray it on your fabric, it will sanitize your fabric. It will smell great. It will dry quickly because of the alcohol, and what's in the bottle will not mold.
Here's how to make an open back modern end table for 25 bucks using only one board. I used a piece of stain grade 2 foot by 4 foot pine. You can use plywood or anything else that's at least 3/4 inch thick. And then I divided my board out into sections. There's 2 16 by 10 sections and 2 16 by 20 sections. And along the side, I'm ripping it into 4 1-inch sections. After cutting the boards, I assembled the box shape with wood glue and brad nails using the bigger boards on top and bottom. Next, to create the legs, cut the 1-inch strips so that you have 4 16-inch boards for the legs and 4 20-inch boards for the cross braces. Okay, here's part 2 of the $25 end table build. First, we need to create the 2 cross braces for the legs. Line up the 4 20-inch boards together with the 1-inch side facing up and stagger them at a 15-degree angle using a square. Now for the tricky part. To make our cross braces fit together flush, we need to cut a 1-inch wide notch halfway through the board. If your board is 3/4 inch thick, then you need to set your circular saw depth to about 3/8 of an inch. So that 1-inch notch is going to be right in the center of each board at 10 inches. So half an inch on either side of that 10-inch mark. Now using your circular saw, go to town and make that notch. And then once you're done, fit them together and glue them up with some wood glue. Next, you're going to attach the 16-inch legs to the cross braces. You want 1 cross brace at the top and 1 in the middle. You can see here I used a 6-inch square to make sure that the middle cross brace was even on all sides. It should look something like this. Finally, center up the base and attach the legs to the bottom of the box using 1-inch screws at each corner.
$3 DIY from Dollar Tree. Found a little miniature ginger set and 2 vases. We emptied it out and poured coffee on top. We wanted to bring out the natural wood grain. Then we went and let them dry. Then I started, I should have wore flannel for this little lumberjack. Stacked them and glued them around each little vase. You can add candles and flowers to each one. All kinds of versatility for your home decor.
Okay, here's the how-to. We got a drill bit that's just a little bigger than the marble. Drill a hole. And then we take this glue. Here, hold the glue up. This kind of glue. And squeeze a tiny bit into the hole. And then we just took an old pencil and kind of used it to move the glue around and then pop the marble in.
Grab a large basket, a pair of scissors, cut off the handles, use a hammer if you need to. Oop, there it is. Do the same to the other side. Flip the basket around. Pick out a tray. I got mine from Crate & Barrel. Use a hot glue gun to glue out the edges of the basket. Use a generous amount. Place the tray on the floor. Position the basket on top of the tray. Push down. Now it's time to wait. Once secure, flip it over, and now voila.
Here's how to build easy built-ins inside of a closet. Start by installing 1x2s for supports. Next, paint everything and install your shelves using liquid nails. Then caulk all of your seams and frame everything out with 1x2s. Finally, wood fill your remaining seams and give everything one last coat of paint.